How could I have known that the young man who helped me fix my bookshelf would bring a new sense of warmth into my life? For years, I had lived alone, finding comfort in my routine, unaware that a simple act of kindness would lead to an unexpected friendship. Let me take you back to how it all began. My name is Olivia. I'm 58 years old and have been divorced for nearly 2 decades. Over the years, my home became my sanctuary, a place filled with memories and small comforts that I had carefully curated. It was a quiet life, predictable in its solitude, until one afternoon changed everything. That day, I went out to buy a new bookshelf for my reading nook. As I struggled with the heavy package in the store, a young man named Ryan noticed my difficulty. With a friendly smile, he stepped forward and said, "Let me help you with that." There was kindness in his voice, and though I hesitated at first, I gratefully accepted his offer. Once we arrived at my house, I invited him in for a quick break before he left. I hadn't expected him to stay long, but as he glanced around my living room, his eyes lingered on my bookshelves and art pieces. "You have a beautiful space," he remarked, his tone filled with curiosity and admiration. I chuckled softly, nodding. "Thank you. I've spent a lot of time making it feel like home." He smiled, glancing around again. "It really shows. Everything here feels so personal, like it was put together with care." His words caught me off guard. It had been a long time since someone truly noticed my home in that way. There was something warm about his presence, something genuine that made me feel at ease. We spent the next hour assembling the bookshelf, talking about books, travel, and life. There was no awkwardness, just 2 people from different generations sharing a conversation. He was genuinely curious about my experiences, and I found myself intrigued by his youthful perspective. When we finally finished, we stepped back to admire our work. "Looks perfect," he said, then after a short pause added, "You really know how to make a space feel welcoming." His words brought an unexpected warmth to my heart. "That means a lot." "Thank you," I replied. As he stood at the door, he hesitated for a moment before saying, "If you ever need help with anything else, I'd be happy to come by." I appreciated the offer more than I could express. "That's very kind of you. I just might take you up on that." As he walked away, I realized something. I had spent so many years in the comfort of my solitude that I hadn't noticed how much I missed simple human connection. It wasn't about grand gestures or dramatic changes. It was about an unexpected moment of kindness that made the day feel just a little brighter. And sometimes, that's all we really need, a second visit. The following week, I found myself thinking about our conversation. It had been so long since I had spoken so freely with someone, sharing stories, laughter, and easy conversation. So I decided to take him up on his offer. I sent him a quick message asking if he could help with a small home project. To my surprise, he responded almost instantly, saying he'd be happy to come by. When he arrived, he greeted me with the same warm smile, but this time he seemed more at ease, like he belonged here. We spent the afternoon fixing an old cabinet, falling into the same effortless rhythm of conversation. Little did I know, that day was just the beginning of a friendship I never expected but had come to cherish. I had been meaning to repair that cabinet for ages. As we worked, our conversation flowed effortlessly. We shared stories from our childhoods, talked about the people who had shaped us, and even spoke about the dreams we still carried. It felt natural, easy, like reconnecting with an old friend I had somehow never met before. When we finally finished, I made us both a cup of coffee, and we settled into the cozy corner of my living room. We sat there, talking as the sun dipped below the horizon, the golden light slowly fading into twilight. The silence between us was never awkward, only peaceful, filled with an unspoken understanding that we both enjoyed each other's company. "I never thought I'd spend my evening like this," Ryan admitted, his expression thoughtful. "But I'm glad I did." I nodded, feeling the same. Sometimes life surprises you in the best ways. As he left that night, I felt something shift inside me. Maybe it was the warmth of his presence or the quiet joy of sharing a conversation with someone who truly listened. Either way, I knew this was just the beginning of an unexpected friendship, a growing bond. Over the next few weeks, Ryan visited a few more times. At first, It was always with a reason, helping with small projects around the house, fixing little things I had long ignored. But soon, it became clear that it wasn't just about the tasks. We simply enjoyed each other's company. We started finding excuses to meet, rearranging my bookshelves, try out a new recipe together, or just sitting on the porch, watching the sunset in quiet appreciation of the moment. One evening, as we sat outside with warm mugs of tea, Ryan turned to me with a serious expression. "You know, Olivia, I've always been surrounded by people my age. But talking to you, hearing your stories, it's different. I feel like I learn something every time we talk." His words touched me in a way I hadn't expected. And I feel the same, Ryan. You remind me of the excitement and possibilities that life still holds. A quiet understanding passed between us, an unspoken bond that neither of us had sought but found nonetheless. Life has a funny way of bringing the right people together at the right time. And for the first time in years, I felt a renewed sense of connection to the world around me. Sometimes, friendship finds us in the most unexpected places. And that is the beauty of human connection. It reminds us that we are never truly alone.